Hey guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to another great episode of Review Sesh. If you've been here before, I really do appreciate you coming back to visit me. And if you haven't been here before, give me just one moment. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am and what I do. So my name's Mike, and what I do is I review federally legal hemp products and devices. So it doesn't really matter whether it's a consumable product of any kind or whether it's a functional device of any type. We're going to be looking at all of that stuff on this channel. I really do hope you enjoy the content that I'm making for you. All right, guys, so previous video we did a flower review. This video we're doing a flower review. This one is gonna be really something else. It's gonna be quite savory, I think. I'm really excited to get into this one. Real quick though, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna kick it back to the previous me. He's gonna go ahead and reiterate a bit about what we do on this channel, and he might even be able to explain a little bit about what THCA is, if there's any of y'all that might still be unsure about it, unfamiliar with it, just might not know. And then after that, we're gonna get right into this review. Alright, as you guys know, I review federally legal hemp products and devices on this channel. And some of these products have THCA in the name. And THCA is one of those things that has an awful lot of people confused right now. So if you're one of those people that's confused, give me just one moment. Let me explain a little bit. I might be able to educate you a little bit about what THCA actually is. And THCA stands for tetrahydrocannabinolic acid. And it's the naturally occurring compound found on all hemp plants everywhere. Basically, it's the precursor to what we know now as Delta 9 THC. All right. So, in and of itself, though, guys, THCA is not psychoactive. You're not going to go out and eat a piece of a hemp plant and get any elevated effects. It does not work like that. It first has to undergo a process called decarboxylation. And decarboxylation may sound like a fancy chemistry word, and it's because it is, but it's very simple in principle. And it simply means application of heat. So it doesn't really matter whether it's environmental heat, just the heat of the sun, it's a hot day outside, or, we're applying some artificial heat with some flame or with an electronic heat source like I like to use. We are decarboxylating that THCA molecule, and it's dropping that A right off the end of that molecule chain, and it's leaving you with good old-fashioned THC. So, guys, I want to be very clear on this. For all intents and purposes, the THC that everybody that you've ever spoken to or has ever spoken about before this, before 2018, they have been referring to THCA, the naturally occurring compound found on the plant. All right? Very clear about that. It is basically the same thing everybody's always spoken about. But the great thing is, since 2018 in the federal farm bill, we can get all these things to our doors. We don't have to go out and, you know, deal with strange people at odd times of night, potentially go out and, waste our time at the least and risk our safety at the worst. Now we just get it mailed to us, and when you get your packages in the mail, you're going to be getting something like this. This is a letter, a notice to law enforcement and the Postal Service. And it just dictates what is in the package, and it does list the applicable sections of the 2018 Farm Bill that the things in the package are covered under. Very important to hold on to these guys. You don't want to get rid of these right now. They pack flat. Just hold on to them. There's no reason to throw these out at this moment. For the foreseeable future, hold on to these and hold on to any COAs or certificates of analysis that you may have with your products. All right? All right, guys, now that we got that out of the way, I think it's time to indulge a sweet tooth that I've had for a little while, and we're going to be checking out something from the Southern Maryland experience. And what we're looking at today is called Baklava. And if you guys aren't sure what baklava is, it's a layered pastry dessert made of phyllo pastry filled with chopped nuts and sweetened with syrup or honey. It's actually a very old dessert. It comes from the Ottoman Empire, so it is Turkish in origin, though there's a lot of arguments about where it actually does originate for real, for sure. And I'm kind of expecting to have something quite savory, sweet, pastry kind of flavor profile going with this. We're going to check it out. It does have some interesting genetics attached to it. We're going to be talking about that here momentarily. First of all, opening it up, we've got the Humidicure pack, 62% RH. And these are small guys, as you can see, but these things right here, they are gorgeous. Very, very bright greens, beautiful bright orange hairs, very, very, very healthy. Very healthy flower. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. On the nose, guys. Very, very sweet. Very sweet. It does have a hint of almost honey. Something something special about the sweetness on this one. Maybe a hint of spice, hint of herbal earth, maybe. But I'm getting a lot of sweetness on the nose. Very, very nice. We're going to be trying this today with, as usual, the microdose bowl and the matrix injector hybrid bowl for the one hit wonder. And while I'm grinding this up, you guys should be seeing some photos. You'll notice with the photos, we do have an awful lot of very healthy trichomes. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Really nice transitioning throughout. Really nice stuff. Density on these for being smalls, density is pretty good. There, I would say these are dense uh, nugs, and they do have some stick to them still, which is good. All right, grinding it up. See if we got any keef down here, or if it's gonna hold on to it. Oh yeah, on the nose on the grind, the aromas just come out more. It's got that sweet in there, but there's a certain, I don't know, spicy, sour, herbal something going for it. And it is letting go a little bit of keef, though I don't think it's enough for me to try to get photos of. It's not very much at all, but it is giving us a little bit of keef. And starting to think that half of my videos are so you guys can watch me struggle with my grinder, getting it back together. One of these days, I'm gonna learn my lesson. All right, so pack the microdose bowl, and we are going to pack the larger bowl. Now, I have actually had baklava, the actual pastry, many, many, many times. It's one of my favorite pastries. Actually, I'm not much of a pastry guy. I'm not much of a I don't do donuts and stuff like that very often. But I do occasionally really enjoy like international pastries, things that you don't find often here in the States. Uh, because I mean, let's face it, it's kind of special. A typical jelly donut is not something that I'm really after, on a regular occasion. Or even if I see it, I'm like, I think I'll pass. If somebody offers me a piece of baklava, I'm not going to pass it up. It's that special. It's a special dessert for me. All right, so we're going to be hitting this first side with the injector side of the one hit wonder with the microdose bowl. All right. Initially, initially it is sweet. It does have a certain sweet to it that I wouldn't say it's like a candy sort of sweet. It would remind me of syrup or honey in the the way this sweetness comes out. However, it does have a spice to it, which the spice is actually fairly heavy on it. So it's sweet and spicy, um, smooth enough to where you call it almost creamy. It is listed as creamy on all bud, maybe almost. As far as fruity goes, not getting a ton of fruit, guys. Not getting a ton of fruit. It does almost have a not a cakey, not a doughy thing going for it, but I think baklava is a pretty good name for it, to be quite honest. I think it's a pretty good name for it, just judging by first taste. Yep, there's more layers to it with that bigger hit. What you got going there? You got a spicy herbal sort of thing going for it. It's a bit nutty, so you're sweet, nutty, spicy, slightly herbal. And as it sits on the palate, it does kind of the flavors do kind of start to meld and they kind of just smooth out until they're just gone. Really nice. All right, so guys, we're gonna go ahead and look at what the strain is. Baklava is a cross. It's a 60-40 split, indica dominant hybrid. 60-40. It's fairly common for a split. And what you're looking at is kosher Kush crossed with gelato 41. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to skip to gelato 41 for just a moment and get that out of the way, all right? Because gelato 41 is fairly, I mean, it's special. It's special. It's tasty, in and of itself by itself, and it does have its special things, but that's not the really special side of this lineage that we're looking at. So we're going to go ahead and get through this. And Gelato 41 is a slightly sativa dominant hybrid at 55-45 split, and it's across a Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies and Sunset Sherb. All right. So what you get is what you get with Gelato 41. You got citrus, creamy, fruity, lemon pine, sweet, vanilla, woody. Those are your flavors. We know gelato. Okay, so let's get that, put that aside. What I'm looking at here is the kosher Kush, because kosher Kush is a straight indica. There's no split on this. It's Kush. All right. And what is so interesting about this strain, it's very high potency, obviously, because it's, straight indica. But what's really interesting about this is, that, according to Allbud, it's the only strain on the planet that has been blessed by a rabbi. And it was awarded High Times Indica Cup in the years 2010 and 2011. In two consecutive years, it got the Indica Cup at High Times. Very, very interesting. Kosher Kush, blessed by a rabbi. That is really cool, guys. Really cool. Interesting bit of trivia. I didn't realize there was even anything like that. You know what I mean? Out there. Um, and on aromas, it's earthy, pine, pungent, and spicy for the kosher Kush. Flavors are herbal, lemon, pine, sweet, and woody. Some of those things come over in the baklava. Some of them do. Um, and there's a whole list of things that kosher Kush helps with, and gelato. You guys can look that stuff up. What we're really interested in is the baklava itself. And effects that we've got here are focused, relaxing, and uplifting. And I would say that while I am fairly relaxed, and it's been a couple of hours since my last review, so it's been a little while. While I feel fairly relaxed, I am still maintaining some of my focus. And I like that. I like that. I'm not feeling too zoned out, too spaced out. And it says here it may relieve chronic pain, depression, fatigue, nausea, and stress. Yes, anything that's going to help you relax. You know, if like myself, I tend to be a very high strung person. If it's going to help me relax, a lot of my actual pain, my chronic pain, is from being too tense throughout my days. Oftentimes I'm exerting myself in ways that manners I shouldn't because I'm too high strung or too tense. And as you get older, you wind up, you got nerves and muscles and weird and places and things pulling here and you know getting trapped there. And I mean, my neck's been jacked up for the past week. You know what I mean? And a lot of it is just because I can't chill out enough. You know what I mean? Something like this is going to help with that. If your pain is coming from overexertion or something, go to something like this. It'll calm you down enough. You won't be moving too fast. But you should be able to maintain your focus. And this is one of those indica dominant hybrids that I would say would probably be good as an all day, um, non sleepy time type of strain. So really, really nice. Flavors wise, it's fairly on point for what it says on All Bud, minus berry, minus citrus. I really don't get berry or citrus in either of this, but you got some creamy, fruity of some kind. Sour, spicy, sweet. It doesn't list nutty, but I think nutty is one of those things that really should be listed in this because I'm starting to get a little bit of a nutty flavor. And which for baklava, as I mentioned before, it's a pastry filled with nuts, you know, and sweetened with honey or syrup. Yeah, very nice, very nice. But yeah, and this is the actual THCA content on this guy's is higher than the previous strain that I tried by almost 8%. This is a 33.03% THCA and does have a little bit of CBG in it too, 0.18%. And yeah, so this is actually a little more potent on the THCA side of things than the previous carbon fiber and GMO, which was at 25.686%. But carbon fiber GMO had me slapped for just a second there. This stuff, this baklava, I can make this an all day vape, no problem. I can make this an all day vape and be perfectly functional and not have an issue. Really, really good stuff. Very, very pretty. Bright greens. They are smalls, but they're beautiful smalls. Gorgeous smalls. Some of the better quality nugs that I've seen at this size. And for being small, they are not larfy at all. They're dense. So don't let it fool you. Very, very nice. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed my little review of Baklava from the Southern Maryland experience. Really, really nice stuff. I gotta say, a lot of the stuff I've been trying recently from them has been just getting better and better. There's been a whole lot of improvement in in their packaging and their just everything. In the quality of the product all together. It's just getting better and better. And yeah, I'm really digging it. And I'm probably gonna hold on to this baklava for a little bit. I've only got so much of it, but when I really like something, I hold on to it for a while. So this will be something that I'm probably gonna let sit for a minute and come back to it because it almost is like a pastry. It really is almost like a pastry, and I really dig that. So, guys, hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're all taking care of yourselves and taking care of your loved ones, and I hope you're all taking care of each other. And guys, I just want to put it out there for you. I've been having a blast doing all this, and as we're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers here on this channel, I want y'all to know that as we go through and we build a community around ourselves, which is kind of what's happening with my channel and with some other people that I know. We're building communities, we're building friendships, we're building bridges. There are going to be times in life where it seems like we've taken and we have burnt those bridges with certain people, and we're just desperate. We're just desperate to reach out and express, you know, our regrets or our you know goodness forbid shame. You know what I mean? For the way we may have treated people in the past. Okay, this is not really something that we need to be focused on trying to just reach out and try to shake people by the shoulders and say, hey, forgive me, that sort of thing. You can't expect that from people. The best you can do is reach out, say your piece, and then move on. And sometimes, when you don't get a response back, guys, I want to tell you, sometimes when you don't get a response back, it really is for the best. That's not that person. If you ever reach out and you apologize to somebody and somebody's like, just leaves you on red or whatever, don't take that as a lack of acceptance of apology. Just understand that sometimes people, what we need to do to accept things and move on is to put those things behind us. And the best way to put things behind us is to, when things are hashed up, brought back up in way of apology, to just accept it quietly, not respond, and then move on. Some of us have to do it that way because some of us are like myself. I get fixated very easily. I get obsessive very easily. So what could have been an issue before with me, what may have been an issue before, I might be able to let go. But if it's dredged up, if the apology is forced down my throat, then guess what? Then that triggers me, and then I'm obsessing over it all over again. So one of the things that we need to understand, and one of the things that has taken me forever to understand, is that when we apologize to people, if we feel like we've burnt a bridge, as we're trying to build bridges, occasionally we're going to feel like we're burning them. If we ever feel like we've burnt a bridge, reach out, send that apology, call that your olive branch. You don't need a direct response back. Be aware of that. You don't need a direct response back for you to be able to say, I'm sorry, and for you to be able to move on with your life, with what you have to do. You don't need that acknowledgement. That's not necessary. Because for a lot of us, it's best to not acknowledge, to not re engage. Because re engagement can sometimes just wind up spinning back around, right back out of control. And that's something we don't want. We got to maintain control over our emotions and over what's important in our lives and over our areas and our, we got to keep things stable for ourselves. And yeah, I'm going to keep thinking about that, guys. As we're building bridges, if we burnt any, we don't have to stop building the other bridges just to try to repair the one. Just say sorry and move on and keep building other bridges. I hope that makes sense to some of you guys. I've recently had some people reaching out to me trying to apologize to me for things that I've long since put behind me and long since forgotten about. And rather than, directly respond, because that's just going to create a new dialogue, that's just going to, start rehashing things and bringing things back up, and emotions will get back into it and all that. Rather than that, I've just chosen not to respond. And if they're watching this, then they know why now. But I thought that I may as well share that with you because it's a good thing to keep in mind that when you offer apologies to people, you don't really require their response. Sometimes their response is their acceptance of apology. Because if people are truly so butthurt, if people are truly so upset about something, if you were to reach out and apologize, they will let you know they don't accept it. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes silence is the acceptance. In any case, I'm rambling. This is very, very, very potent, actually. I just said a minute ago that it seemed that the other stuff was hitting me harder, but this just crept on me really, really, really good. So I'm rambling again. I'll let you guys go. I hope you guys are doing well, taking care of yourselves, and until I see you next time, I want you guys to keep on keeping on, keep staying lifted, keep staying blessed. Peace.